Greetings, everyone. Happy New Year. FlightSimGuy here, and welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator Action. This time, I'm playing Microsoft Steam Edition. On the same computer as the box edition, I got sick and tired of my planes crashing on me halfway through the flight. So I figured I'd go ahead and build out the Steam version. Can't get FS Recorder to work, and I'm not in the mood right now to hack EasyDock to get the cameras to work. I heard the last version, the last patch 1.8 of EasyDock will get the camera set up, but I'll deal with that some other time. Anyway, as you may recall, in the last episode of FlightSimGuy, I flew the Cessna Citation X from Denver to Columbus, Ohio, Bolton Field specifically. I didn't intend to go back to Denver so soon, but as it turns out, my daughter, who's visiting, and this is the real world, she goes back to school tomorrow, or goes back to Colorado, so I figure, what the hell, I'll go ahead and fly her back in the Embraer Phenom, which is rapidly becoming one of my favorite planes. Now, this is going to be a little bit tricky because the maximum range of the Phenom is about 1,100 nautical miles. And as it turns out, the distance between Columbus and Denver is about 1,100 nautical miles. So I've configured the passenger load, just myself and my daughter, and full fuel tanks. I guess in retrospect I should add 150 pounds of cargo because that's how much her suitcase is going to weigh. Alright, so I'm not going to bother walk you through the SimBrief plan. Essentially, it's the reverse route from before. I removed one or two waypoints to make it more direct and save as much time as possible. I'm going to go ahead and cruise at 36,000 feet, and this is just going to be a VOR to VOR plan. In this case, I've actually loaded the flight plan that I created in SimBrief into the simulator. So once I fire up the GPS screen, I'm just going to go ahead and follow the course. Current weather, winds are from 270, 12 gusting to 20 knots. Barometer is 30.17. Visibility is 10 statute miles, and it's 0 degrees outside. So it's nice and cold, nice and clear. Area is nice and hard, so I should get good performance. Unfortunately, I'm flying into the wind since I'm going west, so I'm going to be bucking some headwinds, which might affect my fuel efficiency. But that's why we have simulators. We'll see how that works. Alright, let's go ahead and hop into the cockpit. Alright, so we are in our Phenom. Very, very nice plane. Would be nice to have the camera set up, but oh well. Set the parking brakes. I'm going to go ahead and run through my checklist. Let me think for a second here. I'm going to go ahead and push myself back, even though the engines aren't started yet. Reason being, I want to burn as little fuel as possible, since I might have to glide to my destination if I don't play my cards right. I probably will run out of gas since I'm flying into the wind. But that's going to make it even more interesting, right? And hopefully I won't crash this time. And we're taking off from runway 22, which is at the bottom. Runway 22 is down there. Actually, no, that's runway 4. Runway 22 is the other way. Alright. And during this flight, I think I'm going to go ahead and prepare a treat for you. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put it on mute and grab my checklist and go through the startup.
Okay.
Select. There we go. Oh man. There's gotta be a faster way. There is no faster way to turn my heading. Jeez. Alright. Flight plan is loaded. Let's see here. Go ahead and turn on all my lights. Okay. Alright, what else? That's what the checklist is for, isn't it? Doors are closed. Here. Okay, this needs to be armed. There we go. Hydraulics are good. I will need icing protection. It's freezing outside. It's going to get cooler as we get higher. Flight director is on. And, where is it? Still select.
No takeoff, flat. No takeoff, trim.
Yeah. Not there yet. Okay. Let's raise myself up. There we go. Oh man, I'm getting awesome frames in the Steam Edition. Alright. Flaps. Okay. Trim. Where is it? There we go. Alright, the rudder is a bit twitchy, but that's fine. I haven't really done a major flight in this. This is my first flight in my Steam build. Okay. Go. So far so good. Alright, let's run through the checklist.
No takeoff, trim. Takeoff, okay.
Very well. Check. Altimeter is good. Windshield heating is on. Pressurization is good. Icing conditions are good. No damage speeds or anything yet. So, alright, we're good to go. I think it's only fair that I bring you up to speed on what's been happening here. This is my third time at the takeoff runway, and I didn't bother interacting with ATC this time. And I saved the flight right here. What's been happening is my takeoff roll, as I go down the runway, the aircraft is drifting to the right and it's not responding to the rudder. So I had to recalibrate my rudder pedals and check the settings, and hopefully this time it will work. Alright, so
takeoff okay.
Takeoff is okay. I've been through this 3 times, so I'm pretty confident I got everything I need. So, alright, let's go ahead. And I'm not even going to call ATC, I'm just going to go ahead and take off. I'm going to cancel my flight plan when I was airborne anyway. And if this doesn't work, for whatever reason, I'm just going to go ahead and call it a day. Because I don't have the time to fight with this. I have other things to do. Alright, here we go. Let's see if this thing's going to behave itself. Airspeed alive. Okay. I'm having to give it right brake to keep it center. It's doing a little bit better. Can't complain. Alright. Okay, I'm rotating. There we go. Alright, was able to get in there. That's good.
Positive brake.
Positive brake. Gear up. Alright. heading. V-speed.
Gear up.
Flaps up. And let's go ahead and get on course. I don't have a lot of gas, so I need to, I can't afford to waste any time. Okay, what the... Oh, autopilot. There we go. Flaps up. Alright, what do we got here? So, vertical speed of 1700 feet per minute. It's having a hard time holding that, so let's go ahead and slow it down. There we go. Down. Take it down to about there, so I can build up some speed. We're off course. There we go. Get back on course. Once I intercept my flight plan here, I'll just turn it over to nav. 1300 feet per minute. I want to maintain a climb of about 195, so I think I can keep it at about 1500 feet per minute. That should work. Alright, so we're clean. I have to take off the checklist. Flaps up, gear up, yaw damper on, pressurization check. There. Alright, we're at 1600 feet per minute. We're at 2. We can go ahead and up our vertical speed a little bit. We want to get as high as fast as possible. Reason being, the engines are a lot more fuel efficient at higher altitudes. I can climb faster. Let's go ahead and take it up to about there. In fact, at this temperature, I should be getting good vertical speed performance. If I can maintain 220 or anything over 200 at about between 2600 to 3000 feet per minute, that'd be excellent performance. Alright, just about on course, so I can go ahead and turn this to nav. Nav. Autopilot GPS. And turning to intercept. There we go. Okay, good to go. And we're at a good time. There we go. Alright, so we're in business. So throughout this flight, my primary goal is to keep an eye on my fuel. In fact, 630 pounds per hour. When I'm at cruise altitude, I'll go ahead and do some math and see if I have enough fuel to actually get me where I need to go. Push come to shove, like I said, I can glide to my destination. So, alright, 2600 feet per minute, approaching 9,000 feet. No clouds up here. So I should be good with turning off the icing systems. We'll turn these off. I'd like to think turning off your icing systems will save you some juice, since there's less work on the generator, less work on the engines. In theory, you'll be burning less gas, but I'm not exactly sure if that's true. Alright, whoa, what was that? Alright, hitting some turbulence. I'm still at max on my engines, which probably is not a good thing. So let's go ahead and bring these back to about there. Take it back to about 90% of N1. And at the same time, bring down my vertical speed to about 2000. frames. Alright, let's go ahead and cut another track. Alright, so we're maintaining 1300 feet per minute, 235. Ground speed is 286, approximately half a Mach. By the time we get to a top of climb, we should be able to level the nose and pick up some speed. In the meantime, check this out. Alright, so here's where it all occurs. This is my gaming rig, custom built Cyber Power PC. All sorts of freaky stuff in there. Turtle Beach headsets, Cytec yoke, dual throttle quadrants, desktopaviator.com, custom switches. Unlike most simmers, I only have one monitor. But what I really wanted to show you is this. What is this that I'm showing you? Alright, this picture is from back in my Air Force days. That aircraft in the back, that's a B-52 bomber, and that staff, or the folks that you see here, was the staff of a ROTC training program from back at Barksdale Air Force Base in 1998. But what I want to show you is this gentleman right here. See, he has a signature on the bottom. His name is Colonel Tom Akers, and he's a NASA astronaut, or used to be. Anyway, he was the commander of that camp, and I had the honor and the privilege of working with him for a couple of months the summer of 1998. He was a weapons systems officer for an F-15. Then he got accepted into the astronaut corps, where he flew 4 shuttle missions, 1 to the Mir space station, and I believe his first one was to the first repair mission when they fixed the Hubble Space Telescope. And I'm telling you, it was definitely an honor getting to work with an astronaut. I didn't know at the time who he was when I volunteered for the job. But once I found out, I'm telling you, this was definitely the high water mark of my career. Now, about that assignment, my resume reads that I got handpicked by the wing commander to be the assistant director of training for that particular ROTC class. That was a little bit misleading. I wasn't handpicked for nothing. What happened was, the only reason why I got the damn job was because I was the only one that was stupid enough to volunteer for the assignment. Now, having said that, I didn't know who I was working for, but once I went in there, it was that made things a lot easier. There was a lot of hard work, and summer in Louisiana, the heat and everything. But one of the best, most memorable episodes from that assignment was the honor flight. One of the flights that really did a good job. They were rewarded by some sort of special activity. Now, we didn't want to do the usual things such as show them a movie or something like that. And they wanted. I suggested maybe we can go ahead and get them a ride in the B-52 simulator, and everyone's eyes lit up when they heard that. Now, I made it seem as if getting time on the sim was a big deal, and I'm like, yeah, let me see what I can do. What strings I can pull. And I reported back a couple days later saying, we're good to go, we have 3 hours on the sim, the honor flight is good to go, just go ahead and take him over there, I'll take him over there, and everyone gets a chance in there. They thought I was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Actually, all I did was picked up the phone and called the scheduler and asked him when the sim was available, and that's all it took. But they didn't know that. And so I was able to walk a bunch of kids through taking turns riding the B-52 sim. I'm telling you, man, Air Force, good times. Definitely good times. Anyway, let's take a look, see what we look like from the outside. There is me right there. There is my daughter right there. Tell you one thing. Convenient as these microjets are, they're ridiculously expensive to operate. I mean, it's a regular flight. At least $10,000 to $12,000 an hour. Personally, in my opinion, it's not worth the cost. Unless you're stinking rich. Or you're your own pilot, but oh well. Alright, time for a quick update. We are 112 miles from the TXC VOR station, which is the last waypoint before Denver. 32% fuel left. According to this, at the current rate of consumption, we have a little bit over 1 hour's worth of fuel. I checked the weather at Denver, and it's going to be a straight in. I'll call ATC. They'll put me on either runway 26 or 20. Alright. Alright. 130 something miles out. Score the start of the descent. I've dialed in 10,000. That's good. Vertical speed. Get down. 2,500 feet per minute. Bring back power. 50%. Taking about 2,500. And that's going to come off my fuel flow, which is good. Then I have that much gas left. Altimeter at Denver. 30.28. I'm just going to dial that in right now. Anyway, let's see how much further we got. This thing hasn't crashed on me once. Just a refreshing change. We have just about 100 miles. I think, let's see here. 100 miles. We're at 18,000 feet. I can come up off the vertical speed a little bit. Alright, so we're holding fast at 10,000 feet, which is about a little bit less than 5,000 feet above the ground, or above ground level. 190 knots. And I've already dialed in waves in here with this. Right, here we go. I've already dialed in the two frequencies for the standby and the primary for the ILS for runways 25 and 26 at Denver, so depending on whichever one they're assigned. And here I am going straight into Denver airspace, 25,000 feet up, so 58 miles out. I'm in no rush to get down at this point. 6% fuel left. Less than an hour. So, but the weather looks pretty good. Got good frames. Hasn't crashed on me once. Looks like this is going to be my summer choice in the future. Full stop landing. $17. Oh, for the love of 26. I am 21 miles out. Okay, perfect timing. We're gonna go from nav to heading, and we are going to come right. Going downwind. 17. Slow down. Alright. That's 17. Said 17 right, didn't it? 17. There's 16 left, 16 right. So there's 4 runways pointing north to south. I want the second one from the left. Well, I'll make my turn to base shortly. The airport should be over there somewhere. Nice clear day. I'm still about 20 miles out. Yep, 18 miles. Alright, come left to 0. Should also turn this. This needs to be 170. Just out here. Okay. I can go ahead and bring myself down to 6,000 feet. 60,000. Reduce the risk of having to make a 90-degree turn. I'm going to go ahead and come left about 20 degrees. And then once my needle starts moving to the middle, I'll just go ahead and come right, 170. Alright, should get my clearance for landing pretty soon. There's got to be a way to turn up the volume of the ATC. I know there is. And it should start moving pretty soon. I wonder if the fuel fits. There it goes. Not cool. Alright, I have to overcorrect. Nope. Go. Alright. Let's try something here. Approach. See if the approach will do its thing. It appears to be doing it. Okay, you're supposed to be holding. You're getting off course there. On, approach, hold, do your thing. You're getting off course here. Alright, screw the approach hold. Go back to heading. Of course, when I see the runway, I'll just go ahead and turn off the autopilot and land it myself, but I figured I'd try that. There's the runway right there. Right. Gear down. Well, can do one more notch of flaps. Okay, gear down. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten seatbelts. Observe the no smoking sign. We're coming in. Clear to land. Alright. Autopilot's off. There's the runway. is a bit thinner up here, so touchdown speed, V speed is going to be a little bit high. Alright, I'm crabbing a bit. That's probably why my approach is so goofy. Still not with full flaps. Full flaps. Above RMS. Watched one of my earlier clips. Said one of the bad habits I've baked into my flying: steep approaches. Now with smaller and slower jet, you can get away with it. But I need to break myself of this habit. Alright, getting back into the glide path. Good. This particular plane, I have a habit of stalling it just before I touch down. I'm going to try not to do that this time. 700 feet per minute is too fast. Damn it, get off my screen. There's no reverse thrusters here, so. Alright. Welcome to Denver, lady. Let's go ahead and taxi. Up. Wasn't planning on coming back here, so I thought that was a pretty good landing. In fact, let's go ahead and what's it complaining about? Fuel. Yeah, kinda sorta guessed that. Which way do I want? Let's go this way. And look, there's a bus right there. That should be, yeah, that's the bus that's going to take Lady back to the parking lot where she can grab her car and head back home. Okay, now is it me or is that bus in the ground? I'll go ahead and put it next to it. Yeah, it's in the ground. Alright. There it is. Alright, got some good replays there. Alright, let's take a look at our fuel status. We're low on fuel, but could have been worse. Alright, so let's do a quick power down. First, let's go ahead and stop the engines. Turn on my lights. Okay. Pumps I'll leave as auto. Icing systems, I can go ahead and turn these off. There we go. Just kill the fuel. That works better. Turn off the generator. And last but not least, battery. Alright, and that's it. Relatively smooth and uneventful flight from Columbus to Denver. The only issue I had was keeping this plane center on the runway during the roll. I think that has something to do with the calibration of the rudder pedals. Otherwise, this thing worked great. Need to straighten these out. Steam Edition is where it's at. It didn't crash it, not even once. So, anyway, that's all I have for now. This is FlightSimGuy. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.